Alright, friends and fans, Bob's Barn Workshop. We are at the lake. It's base cabinet counter installation day. All the other cabinets have been torn out. All the new cabinets are here. Of course, that's the one I had to cut in half. That one there goes in between the stove and refrigerator now. Can you see it? Can you see it? There's the sink cabinet, which is going to go right beside the stove. Here's what's that corner cabinet, and then we have the tip of the peninsula cabinet, and then the snack bar, breakfast bar cabinet over here to go under the window. Now what I need to do first is wiring. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how those wires come to that outlet that's going to be buried and move it up above this end of the cabinet. And we'd really like to put one on each end just in case you're running a crock pot or something, but it doesn't really need to be. We have our water cooler here, so I'm going to be able to knock a hole through as far as this stud. So I'm going to drill an angle hole and get my outlet over there on the end to plug that into. And yeah, I found out I need to put metal brackets sticking off the front of this cabinet to help support the granite tops. We're getting quartz tops anyway, but I'll put those brackets on there. I'll order them on Amazon. They need to be routed into the top a little bit, but that's no biggie. Alright, I'm going to work on the wiring. When I start working on that, I'll show you. Alright, so we did a little wiring here. That was a single outlet, and I wanted to bring power from that out to the island, so I measured and I poked a hole where it would come into the counter of the cabinet, or the corner of the cabinet, and I left enough slack. It's taped off, so it's insulated now. We added a double box for two reasons. We had 4 12-gauge wires in there. We had to have a lot of wire nuts to make all the pigtails, so that was the reason to go with the double. Plus, we plug in a lot of stuff. Cell phone chargers, toasters, whatever. Had to move the one behind the stove because the cabinet's going to half cover this one, so I just cut a new hole. I reused the box. I had to put a new outlet. These outlets have just those push-in. Don't use those push-in wire things, they're junk. And the next project is, this wall was rotted out anyway, so I pulled it off. I'm going to put plywood on there when I'm done. But that outlet there is going to go up here beside the window. I might put another one on the other side. And I'm going to put one over far enough to reach the water cooler. I think I'm only going to put one here. One on this side. Alright, so here's the progress. I got the wires removed from that other box. I had to cut a hole here so I could reach in and pull the wires back through and up through the new hole that I cut. Then I actually drilled new holes. I drilled a new hole in that stud, that stud, that stud. I made a hole there so I could angle the drill in and get my hand in there, and drilled another hole over in so I could get the new outlet over here for the water cooler. So the countertop is going to cover all this stuff here. I'm going to fill this in with 1/4 inch plywood, and the 2 squares I cut out I'm going to just replace with, tape them up with duct tape, because they're going to be behind the countertop anyway, and that's just to keep drafts out, bugs, ants, rodents, whatever. Alright, so that's our progress. Pretty soon we just have to make a patch around these pipes because they're really wide open, and then we can fix them. Alright, so the first corner bottom cabinet has gone in. Now if you see my design, this is the one that's going to have the sliding door because the refrigerator is going to be right in here. Yes, those areas in the back will be very hard to access, but rather than just putting a blank hole in there, I put something. So now I'm just going to put some screws in this, in the top here, and in the bottom. Alright, we're putting the last screw in this base cabinet. I'm just putting 3 in the top and 2 in the bottom, 1 in each corner. Oh yeah, I love these back screws. Okay, we got that baby is the first one in. Alright, so now we have to do a little bit of mechanical work here on this this cabinet and the what I'm doing now is I've cut a little blank off cover for that empty box over there just to keep the wind and draft out. So I've lined it up here with my X-Acto knife and or my utility knife. I'm going to try to cut it without cutting my hand off here. Gotta see the lines. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I don't know how to cut this. I need something wooden. This just skids around too much. Try a wood guide because that flipping thing just wants to. If this don't work, I don't really care. Yeah, it all broke. So it's really, really, really brittle.
You could always put this on.
Well, I mean, it's sort of okay.
Oh, fine.
Alright, quick update. We got the drawer slides all installed in the drawer base cabinet where we wanted it, and I got my spacers on the side of it because this overhangs. These had to be the same thickness. So we draw it up next to it, and we're going to get ready to put this big cabinet together. You might have to look at our backs. This is the one that I cut in half a month or 2 ago, 2 months ago, whenever. There's no way to get it open. See? All right. Glue, 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 glue. I'll put a little bit right there. Alright. The tarps that I had on here blew some flakes off them off. Alright. I should be able to make this right up. Pretty nice, huh? Block or something. Can you grab the hammer, baby? This is the one we couldn't fit in the door unless I cut it in half. My wonderful spouse reminded me of that. I need the inch and a quarter. No, kid. Inch and a quarter screws you had them for me. Alright. Door's going to have a crack in it, but here, why don't you push on the other side? How's the bottom crack like? Is that tight at the bottom?
Tighter.
Yeah, let me put a screw down there. Is the floor evened out? No, it isn't. Screw me. This is going to be sitting on the floor anyway, so this is just to hold it together until we get there. Alright. She ain't coming apart now.
You could run a clock across.
We could run some clear caulking in that to help seal it up, yep. Is that drawing it down? Is it flush at the bottom? Run your hand across.
Yeah.
Flush, good. All right. So now it really gets to be daunting. I think we're gonna have to pull the stove out, set this one. I have to get the braces put in it. Oh, here comes our company too.
No, can't be.
Oh, it's Mike. All right, let's flip this down. Again, it's not extremely heavy. All right, it's back together. Now we need to put the corner braces back on it. I need 1 5/8" screws for that. Those are 3-inch. I guess I don't want those.
They were in here. They might be on the stove.
There we go. Okay, I need you to hold one end of this for me, kid. I call her kid. She's my kid. My girl. Sure, right to the, even with that angle. No. Maybe screw it. Let's screw it. Nice. Put one in there. This just separates it until we can. The back brace on. Back brace? That's got pocket screws, right? I can put them in with regular screws, so it's fine. Just gotta glue it. Okay, so that, just leave it. That's glued on. This goes this way. So give me 4 more screws. It shows how good the glue works. It pulled the plywood apart. When I tried to take it apart. Why don't you hold this end? And I'll put those 2 in that end. That'll make it a lot easier. Deconstruct and reconstruct. Oh, sorry, babe. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. So I think we're going to put this in the pipes. And then we'll just go up and get this attached to the end. So now we got to try to jockey this. I made a filler over here so the pipes fit really tight, and I caulked them. And then I made holes in this. And work this. This is going to be a little funnier. A lot more funner. Okay, you got to lift it up again so I can get that one over. Higher. There you go. Sorry, kid. Now down. Fun, huh? Sorry, baby. Alright, so. It's a goddamn knot, of course. Cut this shit off. Sorry, honey. I'm looking for my knife.
It's in the tool pouch.
No, it isn't. I don't see it. I'm looking at it right now. Alright, so the base corner cabinet there for the sink is attached to the wall. This one is just sitting here now. We need to locate some 2x4s underneath on the floor. So we'll have to draw some lines. And that'll pull this together. Yeah, there's a little gap in the front here too, so we might have to just wedge this up a little bit to get this stuck together good. Mm-hmm. And because this might be slightly out of square. Cool. I'm gonna go turn the water on to see if we got any leaks. I took those valves apart and turned the anti-leak thing inside out, which you're not supposed to do. So we've got the sink corner cabinet in place. We lined up this one. You saw that one before, but it wasn't screwed. I traced lines on both sides of it. Went in the slightly less than 3/4 of an inch the width of the plywood. Screwed blocks to the floor. And now we're going to set it over the top. And hopefully it'll all line up. And then we'll just put screws through the toe kick and the back side. And it'll be anchored there forever.